Yo, what's happening, man? As always, it's your boy Marcel, known as the Wealth Mentor, founder of Griffin Speaks. Because when I speak, if you want to be wealthy and change your family money story, you should listen, especially to the podcast called Wealthy Sibling. We on episode 29, on the road to 100. We established out here as money innovators. You know what I'm saying? For me, financial thought leaders for sure. We're gonna talk about a lot of things, man. We're gonna talk about the real wealth game, because I think a lot of our community, and I'm at the point to where like there is no you need to learn the basics. We don't have time to sugarcoat you on what we need to do as a collective, or you as the person who's going to change the family money story and become the wealthy sibling, wealthy relative of their family. I'm gonna give you the basics for show. I'm gonna talk to you about it. One of the things that we are implementing on every episode is we're gonna talk about the stock market. We're gonna talk about this investing game because that is what I do for real. I am an investor. Everything else, and things and passions that I love. You know what I'm saying, and how my thought process is. Once I began mainly in finance, and it just transitioned into how I operate in entrepreneurship or business. I'm about my bag, bro. I'm about building wealth, taking actions, and setting goals for my life and what I want it to be. And that's where I'm just centered at, right? Nothing else is really more important to me except how I impact my community through what it is that we do and the things that we talk about on the show. Straight like that. So um context. Apps make you money. We definitely got to talk about the black man who developed a two-way app that is the most innovative part. And I think a lot of people is acting like he didn't just do something game changing, and the community should be backing him, and it deserved to be a paid app because it's a paid app. I respect that he stood on that, and a lot of people are talking like that. That's all he did. No, he did something that was genius. A black man was able to give you the versatility that you would have to get from the Sony camera that I have, and he was able to integrate it into the content world that we do in a day, and you can record both ways. Another thing is banks are allocating billions, and to me, that is a market mover sign of they are concerned and possibly really giving you an opportunity if you lock in that the world's economies are shifting and the economy may never be the same. And if you want to chase your dream, we're gonna give you an opportunity. And we're gonna talk about the market movers from this week, period. I ain't gonna hold you. It was two set of market movers. Either the ones who was like the little girl from Rush Hour, do it, press the button. I ain't gonna hold you. Like it was two people. It was either do it, press the button, or you ain't gonna press the button. Like that was it. And that's the side that you was betting on. And depending upon what stock you were in, along with what sector you were in, it was like it's red or black, like the roulette table. I'm not gonna hold you. That's just what it was. And deals that are to be signed and to be made, man. But this episode is actually about getting into the wealth game, not just watching. We ain't watching. Market movers and wealth trends. This is how your wealth mentor sees the market. My insight. Markets are volatile as ever. Volatile. Hell. Um, they're as of today or this week, they are trending up. Do I think they'll stay that way in the long term? You'll hear this from other investors. Most of the market is usually going to be up. That's why they say annually, if you put your money in the stock market continuously gives you 8% back, and your money grows or goes up. That's that. They say tech continues to lead the way as the notion. People are still on this AI run and automation, so I can somewhat agree with that to that extent. Um, this is a news-driven environment or a Trump-driven environment. I cannot sugarcoat it. I just don't have time. It is what it is. Uh, You could say that other people who are trillionaires and run a tech company that starts with a T, um, you know what I'm saying, and grew up in South Africa, also were market movers at some point. If you want to correlate to what's going on right now, that is just, it is what it is. People think, oh no, it's the stock that I'm in. And yes, there are some, bro, let me tell you something. If you do tech, so all my technical analysis people who follow the technicals and follow their fundamentals when you're trading, put it in the comment if I'm capping. I watched certain stocks go through their 200-day moving average on the daily and 4 hour, break in a downtrend on a March 31st, when someone tweeted something or posted something on social media, they broke on the upside when that entire direction, if you're following twin lines, indicators, it should be rolling through. It should be on a downtrend. If the market is bearish, how in the world is it going up? You can counter argue with me, of course. I'm going to see somebody say, well, that was the bottom. That was not the bottom. But I digress. This is a reactive market, not a stable one. I'm not going to hold you. It is very difficult for people who are not day trading. If you are talking to someone who tells you that they trade, you must ask them, what type of trader are them? Because some people who think that all traders are necessarily the same, we all learn the same fundamentals, but we do not all trade the same. Now, to get through that, to me, the top movers is AI again. So you're gonna have like your Microsoft, your Nvidias, your Broadcoms, QQQs, things like that. Crypto is moving along with some retail sentiment, which I have to look into going into next week for you guys. But that's my biggest intake. My biggest intake is we're going to have to hold off in regards to like one of the biggest market movies, and this is true because it tackles global economics, or true to my opinion, is if the ceasefire holds and the market gains more confidence that the ceasefire and progressions that the world economy will become stable by next week, you will continue to see uptrends. There's still speculation in the water, but right now, the people gonna take the money. People gonna say, "All right, cool, we got a ceasefire." Even big hedge funds like, "Hey, bro, there's a play here to be made. There's a lot of money to be made in these next 2 weeks for sure." Otherwise, there's going. It's still murky. It's still murky. It's up right now, but like, I'll give you another example. Microsoft shot up after, and this is I'm literally telling you this. Microsoft at the week of this recording, Microsoft was late low at 170, maybe 165. The news came out, ceasefire shot up to about 80 something on its high, maybe 84 at its high. The next day, which is a Wednesday, or today, depending upon when you see this, it dropped back down to 73 in a day. I'm gonna leave it there. If you know, you know. I'm just gonna leave it there for real. Yeah, man. So again, the global trends is, of course, the interest rates, the pressures of us buying things, spending things, the oil conflict, the ceasefire, the job market is, to me, infused with the AI boom. And that's just me. So overall, what I will say is that volatility is where the money is made for sure, but also where money is lost. I've made your rent payment factual, but I also lost heavy money as well from the volatility, bro. I took some heavy losses outside of off the strength of just the volatility, bro. From one day. This is why they tell you, like, bro, take profits like a day trader. Day traders take profits for the most part. They just because they're trading in the day. So whatever they're going to make that decision that day, they're claiming the profit or loss that day. That's it. I mean, this is how it's moving right now. All right, so let's talk about it. Going to transition. What another thing that we need to own is not only just the metrics or the way that we make our wealth. It is how we develop it in the innovation. And we want to talk about app owners and creators and Black people. Shout out to Black man Derek Downey Jr. He has the #1 paid app in recent quarter, at least, because I don't know where he falls on the day of this recording, but he jumped up to the #1 paid app on the Apple Store because I believe he's just on iOS right now. And he created and made something that was valuable for us in the creator economy that we can automatically use, but also said, hey, because this is so valuable and innovative, I'm gonna put a price tag on it. And for though, like I heard people talk about capitalism and there's a negative connotation to it, but I also follow the faith of Ifa and Kwanzaa in regards of group economics. You can't have economics in my mind without some form of capitalism or capitalistic mindset attached to it. I'm not saying that has to be your entire mindset because we do talk about money on the show. We talk business. So, of course, some part of me has a capitalism or capitalistic mindset, but it isn't all of my being. It's because I believe in group economics. So that is the group economics is social impact that I gain with my money or that I create with my money. I've seen people smile. I've made people smile with money. So I do believe 100% that you can impact people's life positively with the wealth that you gain. That's just, I stand on that. It's a paid product, but it's in. So for you as entrepreneurs and investors, like let's say you were investing how Nas did the Ring camera thing, or you're an entrepreneur that's creating this asset, a paid product equals immediate income. Like this week, I got my royalty check, right? I have a paid product. I have a book that gives you a cultural insight on what we need to change as a culture, as people, and how anybody from any neighborhood can become the businessman and multi-millionaire just from trading one mindset from another, called a trade I made. As far as my product, this is his paid product that created immediate income, no ads, no dependency. He dropped it. The culture said that's great. The culture said that's dope. We're gonna back you up. That was the culture at its finest for someone doing that, which you would consider somewhat positive, right? Not directly, but it's not entertainment. It's, hey, bro, I dropped something dope. Here it is. This is my innovation. I use coding. I helped AI. I built it. Boom. This is the app. It's live. Bow. Straight like that. $5 holler, essentially, right? Because it's $6.99. Probably to cover tax. And it's scalable. Like what he made is scalable. And I think that if I'm hoping that if Derek Downey Jr. is a Black man who can see how this can elevate others, we got some. We got some. We got something for sure. But it's to get views and products get you paid. I came up in the creative economy where, bro, you had all the attention. And I am also seeing going from 2025, it started pretty much in 2025, the shift of your follow count does not matter to the extent. It gives you leverage, right? So you have a table to stand on, but your table isn't as tall as you think, because now they're shifting into chosen few and industry placers. Like that's just what it is. But if you're trying to be innovative and you just need some capital, let's talk about $80 billion access to capital that banks and industries are rolling into JP Morgan. Shout out to JP Morgan Chase. They have a small business initiative. I'm a big entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I'm a founder. Griffin Speaks LLC, where we teach, and our goal is to speak life and build a million wealthy mentees through financial impact and stories and teaching. Right. So we have an innovation for Stock Market 101. I don't believe that there needs to be this placement. Hey, from 13 to now, to bro, go out there, learn it, and we as families can do this. This is why they have custodial accounts. But either way, uh, banks are lending on risk, not need. Most funding goes to structured businesses, strong credit profiles, and lack of preparation blocks. Like, so there are hurdles into starting a business, and which is why these initiatives are so important. If you qualify now, what do you initially need to qualify? You need your LLC. What they probably mean by business structure is business plan. You'll need a business bank account. You'll need a strong credit profile. So when they say credit, they also mean credit profile, not just you having, random trade lines. What does your overall credit look like? And depending upon what it is you're doing, do you even have a projected revenue and proof of revenue if you made any revenue, right? All right. Key lesson from this is money doesn't go where it needs. It goes where it's prepared. This is very, very true. I'm asking to all my entrepreneurs, all my wealthy siblings, if you had a life-changing funding, the life-changing funding was available today, would you qualify as the person you are today? Because we're not just here to talk about, of course, take some actionable steps, but like your mindset needs to really change, because you're gonna go broke tomorrow if you don't have a different mindset. You going broke, shorty. I'm telling you now. If you don't have a different mindset. All right. So collective economics. What does this mean? Calculations. So this is one of the biggest things that I push for, and I support anybody who supports this mission, because this is essentially the core of how I want to exist and hope I can move my people forward, is community economics or group economics. And I want to shout out Alderman Horn and his associate Pastor Gates, I believe. They did Spinning in the Black. Spinning in Black pretty much getting national attention, where an iconic black block in on the south side of Chicago, which is 75th Street, with black businesses in the black corridor, where black vendors come out in the whole neighborhood. The south side comes out and support these businesses, come through. Big celebrities come through. Matt Forte was there, so shout out What's Your Forte Foundation. Bo Deal was there. Shout out the collective work that he does, try to implement with Love City, and just the way that he does community events and things of that nature. So check this out. The dollar often leaves our community in like 5 minutes. You're gonna say, "Oh man, you exaggerate." Okay. But when we create local markets, do we support them? Right? Do we boost small businesses? Do we increase their visibility? Do we shout them out? Yes, there should be fair exchange. So I'm talking to y'all as creators. As a creator, there should be fair exchange. But at the same time, I think that what are we here to do? Are we here to uplift everybody else, or are we here to uplift ourselves? And sometimes you got to make that decision and stand on it. And then from that decision, you can increase and show and create a strong ecosystem where we built wealth faster than we ever had before. And for my business owners, there's 3 levels of money: earn, spend, circulate. We ain't got to circulate. We just, I don't know how we skipped this level, but we skipped this level. It's crazy. And from this, wealth grows where and when money stays in motion within your ecosystem. I'm gonna repeat this one more time. Wealth grows when money stays in motion within your ecosystem. Other than that, it's not doing nothing. So I pose this question to you. Where does your money go after you spend it? Where do it go? It ain't going back to you. What we doing? Um, $1 million deals, ownership versus talent. 50 Cent accepted a $75 million Hulu deal for documentary on his life. I honestly think that his documentary on his life as Curtis Jackson is worth more than $75 million. I almost and I'm gonna say this too. I wish that our notable celebrities, entertainers, people with notable names should treat, if they do a documentary, similar to a catalog like artists do. You can sell it for what you want or agree to sell it for what you want. But I definitely do think when you talk about his innovation and anything that he may give you insight on, like for instance, the Power series and his relationship with Robert Greene, it's worth more than $75 million. I ain't even gonna hold you. I really, really believe that. But let's get into it. So the deals are driven by IP ownership, audience leverage, improving results just off the strength of his Power universe. Oh, bro, come on, man. Come on, man. I ain't seen too many black men build a universe like that. I don't think ever that I can recall. If you older, put me on. But that I can recall, I don't remember seeing any black person create a universe. Now, black people have created classical and iconic shows, but they're singular. The closest I think that was considered, but you would call those spin-offs, which was the Bill Cosby and one of his daughters, the Huxtables show Into Different World, because they had crossover characters essentially. But everybody never really says that Different World is a continuation of the Huxtables. They don't say that. So again, there aren't too many black people who created universes that I know of. Put me on if you think I'm wrong. Oh, streaming platforms that pay you, and this is regards to the breakdown of the deal, like exclusive content and long-term engagement. So 50 Cent is involved from artist, has evolved from artist to brand to producer to owner. Factual. Artist, brand, producer, owner. Never think that you can't rebrand. Never think that you can't evolve. I am a multi-layered man. If you read my book, A Trade I Made, you'll understand I came from the streets, from living in the hood, having to choose the decisions of because the streets is the only thing I knew, to transform it into a community driven man who was about, still always been about my bread. You can ask anybody from my actual hood. I've always been about my money. Like, and nobody can say I ain't never been about money. But to become a full fledged entrepreneur who's focus driven on creating impact. Now, what you should get from this in this conversation, and I actually can't wait to see what he does with this documentary and what insight he gives and what he may keep. But the highest level of wealth is owning what gets you paid or you can't get paid for. And there's 3 levels. There's talent. I believe everybody is talented / skilled at something, probably more skilled than talent. But then there's talent. There's your partner. Who can you collab, grow with? Because sometimes you don't always have the engine out right. You can ask any Elon Musk. He talks about, I think one publicly thing that he mentions is that a family, whether it was his parents or his family, quote unquote, helped him start his multi-trillion-million-dollar business or industry. That's your first partner. It's a family partner. It's a partner, right? So partner, and then you become an owner, right? So my question to you is, are you getting paid once? Or are you building something that pays you forever? Your IP can pay you forever. And last but not least, what would I consider the wealth blueprint? I would agree with this in regards to the context, what we talked about today, these 3 core pillars. Now, my blueprint personally is I am worthy, I am willing, and I am wealthy. That is the belief that keeps me moving and keeps this show going. I am worthy because of the things that I've experienced and expertise that I bring to you, that I'm willing to do what it takes to change my life, no matter how long that takes. But I am wealthy where I stand today, monetarily or not. It's my self-value. But the 3 core pillars is 1, ownership. From today, we talked about apps, business, and content. 2 is access, so credit, capital, and structure. 3, circulate, which y'all ninjas in the community, we have to learn how to circulate our capital. Community spending, shout out to Spending the Black again, Alderman Hall, Ambassador Date, reinvestments in creating an ecosystem. And lastly, what I'm going to close you with is wealth is not just about how much money you make. Wealth is not just about how much money you make. It's about how much of the system or your IP you control. Yeah, man. And if you don't control like your flow of money, you're just participating in somebody else's game. Straight like that. But like, share, subscribe. I am your boy, Marcel. This is Wealthy Sibling. We appreciate you for sure.